A certain Christmas ad has dropped today for a certain big department store. It seems to get earlier and earlier and earlier, and obviously all the different advertising campaigns for Christmas are coming out. And it made me think, what makes the perfect Christmas ad? I'm told the latest one from John Lewis is a bit of a tearjerker this year. Let's chat to Katie Skingle from Cat Marketing, who I'm told knows firsthand what it's like to work on one of these big adverts. Is that right, Kat? Sorry, Katie.
Hi, Sean. How are you? Yes, I was going to say we work on quite a few different Christmas campaigns, but yes, I mean, we were very excited when the John Lewis advert dropped, and obviously Saatchi as the creative agency behind this have done a cracking job. I mean, it is a tearjerker, and it's everything that I want from my John Lewis advert. I had a moment of nostalgia. I felt like I was going to really dance to the beat when I heard Alison Limerick's "Where Love Lives" launch, and then I have that moment with the father and the son when they embrace, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, I might have shed a little tear. So it is lovely advert this year. Well done them.
It does seem earlier though. Are all the different brands and stores sort of, trying to compete to be first?
So when you say it seems earlier, it's because you're completely right. It is a full week earlier than they launched the one last year. And the year before that was a week earlier than the year before that. So it is interesting how it keeps moving earlier and earlier. And there will surely, as you quite rightly say, have to become a limit to that. Debenhams, I believe, was the first one to launch this year. And it was actually at the end of October. And they made a bit of a joke around the fact that, is it too early yet? And I think, the answer is yes, it is. I'm a fan of these Christmas adverts, but for me, I do prefer to see them take place after fireworks night. So you go, the natural order is Halloween, fireworks night, and then I can cope with moving into the Christmas period. So it's interesting that they're all dropping just so much earlier.
And do they work? I mean, we're talking about them, so maybe they do. But if you're watching on the telly nowadays, you just fast forward through them, don't you?
Well, so it's interesting because obviously you're not just looking at, when they're creating these kind of campaigns, it's about the rollout. So you're talking about digital channel activation, you're talking about experiential pop-ups in stores. You're not just talking about a linear TV ad that's launched on one channel anymore. You can view this brilliant mini movie on social online as well. So, and the influencer collaborations that they'll probably look to do with the John Lewis advert this year, because this has been a year where people have been talking out with male celebrities with mental health. It's the year that we've seen the series Adolescence be launched, where it's been so important to see communication between parents and young boys. I think that you'll see quite a lot of interesting collabs on this. And from an actual pop-up activation element, I know they've announced that they are going to have listening lounges in their stores. Well, obviously, there's that age-old joke of it's the fathers that tend to sit and wait while the mum runs around shopping. But if you're suddenly looking at these shared spaces that you can listen to music in while people are running around doing their different shops, so family members can wait for them in any capacity, then that's a way for them to be able to get people into their stores. So it's about the rollout. It's not just one single TV ad anymore.
And what's remarkable is, they spend a lot of money on these campaigns, and they work on them from the beginning of the year, maybe, I don't know, they're maybe even thinking about next year's John Lewis ad today.
So John Lewis will actually start getting scripts in to look at next year's ad 2 weeks after the launch of this year's ad. So again, they'll have agreed what that storyline will be and storyboard it a whole year in advance. That's the kind of magnitude of how important it is to have a successful Christmas campaign for them. And then the filming and the production aspect of what that will look like will be in the summer. So they tend to do a vibe check at the early part of August, and then they'll move forward into filming production with the planning that they've had throughout the whole year. The earlier you can do this planning, the more exciting merchandise, collaborations, and things that you can set up in advance. So that's why they're so keen to get the agreement in the first place as to what their next year will be.
Katie, thanks for joining us today. Katie Skingle there from Cat Marketing. Have you caught the John Lewis ad yet? Did it bring a tear to your eye? It did to Katie's.